My name is Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. All right, let me turn that light on. That helps, right? All right, so look, I'm reviewing two pods today. It's a pod and heat comparison. And it's a little ambitious considering the 3 chocolate primatalis I ate earlier. But birds fly, fish swim, and this is what I do. All right, so the first pepper I'm reviewing from is from Clayton Hollingsworth. And this is an interesting one because I had never heard of it before. And there is a creature. Somebody just tried to call me. They might do it again, so we're gonna put it on mute. All right, so the first pepper is one I never heard of, and it's got a spectacular name, and it's a very cool sounding pepper. This is a brain collapse red from Burgundy, which indicates that it was a Burgundy and it kind of reverted back to red. I don't know, it's just kind of on my gut. Let me tell you about this pepper. There isn't a ton of information out there about it. This is what they claim it is. They claim it's a cross between a Bubblegum 7 Peach Ghost, all right, and a Simona's Wrath Peach. Your guess is as good as mine, people. But it's a very, very pretty looking pod. And then I have this, which is a purple Gator, a Jigsaw, which is a wicked pepper. Very, very hot, very, very cool, and wicked good genetics. Gator, Jigsaw, just those good genetics. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut both of these peppers open, give you guys a peek into the inside of these peppers. I'm going to snag a picture. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely snagging a picture for the gram for these. All right. And then I'll eat these things and tell you what I think of them. So I've cut the brain collapse, which is, okay, they both have very, very sinister looking interiors. Whew, they really do. All right, so look here, let me, gotta be patient with me for just a minute. I'm sorry about doing this, but there's oil pooling up in the purple Gator Jigsaw. If you look right here as I pull in close, right here on the lower edge, you're gonna see, I'm gonna pull on this side because the shadow shows here. Actually, you know what? Let me see if this will help. Do you see the little pool of capsaicin oils on the bottom ridge? Try it over here, maybe this will work a little better. You can see it, it's really pronounced. Okay, the Gator Jigsaw, it's the purple Gator Jigsaw, smells very, very strong. And the brain collapse doesn't smell as strong. It smells very, very fruity. Oh, it smells beautiful. I really like the aroma. In fact, yeah, turn on your smell-o-vision. Look at that. You get a whiff of that? Really interesting aroma, right? Fruity. Almost, to me, I am almost getting honeydew melon. If you've ever smelled honeydew melon, it almost has notes of honeydew melon in it. Are you getting that? It's weird. I've had some pods where I've actually tasted melon, and I'm sort of hoping that this pod will be like that. So the one from Clayton Hollingsworth, the brain collapse red from Burgundy, is going to be the first one that I try. All right. My name is Johnny Scoville. Oh, you know what? Whew, let's do a teaser of it, huh? Okay, I got an idea. This is what we're gonna do. Hold them both up. See, I knew that wasn't gonna work. You know what? At least you're watching bloopers happen in real time. Hey, I'm Johnny Scoville. Chase the Heat. This pod is from Clayton Hollingsworth. It's a brain collapse red from Burgundy. I'm gonna eat this along with a purple Gator Jigsaw. Pod's right there. You don't want to miss it, so go over to the channel. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I like this pepper. Uh-huh. It was very fruity up front. And I was hoping I'd find sweetness in it. And the weird thing is I did, but it wasn't right away. It was after chewing it a little bit that the sweetness came in, which is unusual because if you're going to get sweetness in a pepper, it's usually very quickly right up front and dissipates fast. This showed up after. It's got a surprising burn. It's hotter than I thought it was going to be. For real. This is a great throat burn. And it's an aggressive throat burn. It's not slowly ramping up, it's hurting. Oh, that's lovely. It's painful. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is surprisingly hot. This is much hotter than I would have thought it was going to be. I don't know. I see smooth peppers. To me, the bumpier the pepper, typically the hotter they seem to be. It could be in my head. But that was much hotter than I thought it was going to be. Non-chili head would have a very, very significant problem with this. A chili head would be, this would be a 7 and up. This might even be an 8 and up. Like a chili head would have a handful of this. You'll have some that will call it a 7. You might have someone pretty broken who might say it's a 6, but this is a 7 or 8. Hot pepper. The flavor was good too. The sweetness showed up after the initial, when you first begin chewing a pepper, if there's going to be sweetness, you're going to get it right there immediately. And then very quickly, usually very quickly, it'll dissipate. I chewed that pepper up. It was great. It was fruity and very, very nice. And then the sweetness came in and lasted for the middle portion of while I was chewing it and then faded. But that's really unusual. So that's a very, very nice pepper. It was hotter than expected and sweet in a weird place. So that's a lovely pepper. Here's the purple Gator Jigsaw. And one more time, take a peek at that really interesting interior of that. If you look on the, there's little pockets of oil in there. Hopefully the Instagram pic will pick it up. Purple Gator Jigsaw. And this, by the way, is from Lonestar Master Farms. The first pepper was from Clayton Hollingsworth. He won't have peppers for another week or two, but this is from Lonestar Master Farms. Now the first pepper was very fruity, very juicy, all right? The second pepper was fruity, but dry. It wasn't a juicy pepper at all. It was sort of a dry pepper. And it had bitter notes. It almost reminds me of an ornamental pod, one that's just kind of for looks. It was floral without really the bitter. Slightly bitter, but that faded very quickly. And then the floral picked up, and the floral continued to the end. Now, I appreciate floral with bitter, and I don't really mind floral, but I prefer the two together, bitter and floral together. Here's the thing, I would have, beforehand, if you had said, hey, what do you think is going to taste better, what's going to be hotter? I would have guessed that the brain collapsed red from Burgundy would have tasted better. I was right. But I would have guessed going into this video that the purple Gator Jigsaw was going to be the hotter pepper, and it was not. It's a hot pepper, but the brain collapse red from Burgundy was hotter. A more aggressive throat burn. Like noticeably hotter. So I don't know how many Scovilles it would take for it to seem noticeably hotter for me, but it was a substantial jump in heat from going from the Burgundy. The brain collapse red from Burgundy was substantially hotter than the Gator Jigsaw. That's very surprising to me. Great peppers though. I still have a lot of wonderful peppers. So we're gonna have a lot of cool comparison videos coming in the next day or so. I want to thank you for watching. A lot of things you could have done today, but you watched this, so thank you. Thank you, Clayton Hollingsworth. Looking forward to eating more of your pods. These pods I'm eating now are early season pods. Early season pods are not as tasty and they're not as hot. Late season pods are not as hot, but they're more tasty, I find. Middle season pods are hot as can be. So, I look forward to eating middle season pods soon. Anyway, there you have it. A very, very interesting pod comparison. Tell somebody you love them. Be kind to somebody today. And whatever you do, don't do today the same thing you did yesterday. Let's live a little bit. In the description box, Clayton Hollingsworth and Lonestar Mastiff Farms. You'll see them. Reach out to them. They're great growers. Right here, my son Johnny Scoville Jr. in the lifeboat. Up here, the pepperology and all the challenges I've done. I love you guys. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.